What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to Soulsborne Academy. Don't mind the hunter in the corner, they're just here for your protection. In today's episode of Soulsborne Academy, we're going to go over the lore of the first 3 Dark Souls games in The Fruit of Pygmy, and why I think that is the original human being. You thought the lovely hollow that we were playing as was a human being. Well, it's a piece of a human being, but not entirely human. Just keep in mind that all of these theory videos are opinion-based. They're just fun thoughts that I string together, and I spew them out for you guys to enjoy. See the Fruit of Pygmy in the intro cutscene in Dark Souls 1 Remastered, and I found it an interesting character from the very first time I ever saw the little guy. The Fruit of Pygmy, at least in my point of view, is the original human being, is the only human being within the lore of Souls games. And there's not only one Fruit of Pygmy, there are many Pygmy lords. They're only ever mentioned in passing by Darkstalker Koth, but we don't get as much lore as I would really like on the Fruit of Pygmy. We get lore ideas from different fans, and we get different theories from different people on YouTube, but this is me adding to the pile of theory lore stuffs. Now, according to Koth, the Fruit of Pygmy planned to use the Dark Soul power to bring about the new Age of Dark. Exactly what every character in Dark Souls basically is preventing is the new Age of Dark, aka the Age of Man. Now, since the Pygmy is a primordial humanoid type creature, basically the only human within the entire game, they appear underground after the first flame was created, which could be argued is the Big Bang, where humanity all started, and why the Fruit of Pygmy was trying to encapsulate the essence. That way humanity would grow, it would flourish, but instead he got interrupted in that process. The reason why I believe that the hollow, in a sense, we're going to go with hollow for this example, right? So the reason why I think that the hollow is not fully human is because it specifically states that the Pygmy fragmented the Dark Soul amongst his descendants, which means he's the original. It's kind of like how it's said in religion, we are created in God's image. The hollow is created in the Pygmy's image. Seriously, what human can literally die and then get up and walk around again? I know I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. That sounds very special talent. Which is why the Pygmy Lords and their Dark Soul would remain trapped within the Ring City, which is why we see one of them in Dark Souls 3. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. In Dark Souls 2, after, I think it was several centuries after Lord Gwyn linked the first flame for the first time, the Fruit of Pygmy is just forgotten, a part of history. The Pilgrims of Dark are actually still the only ones who are really aware of the Pygmy's existence. Now, it's really interesting. There's a quote that I found from DarkSoulsFandom.com of where it states, if the statue in the Ring City truly depicts the Pygmy, it would then mean that he was still alive when the humans were gifted the Ring City by Lord Gwyn, and having been its original ruler makes highly probable that his body is conserved in the mausoleum that towers above the city, which perfectly signifies the fact that humanity is held in such a high regard, which is why our lovely hollow searches for it consistently throughout all 3 games. You have embers in Dark Souls 3. You have humanity, Dark Souls 1, you have Dark Souls 2. It's all the same concept. You're always searching for humanity. You're searching to bring about a piece of you that was lost with the Fruit of Pygmy. This is why religion and thoughts of the cosmos and the Big Bang, this is all intertwined within what Dark Souls and its games signify. The Age of Man signifying the Big Bang, the taking of a city and taking parts of you in order to fulfill a greater need, I feel like signifies religion to a degree. It's not an insult, it's an observation. It's really interesting to see too, because you have the Fruit of Pygmy. You have basically the very first human being that has ever set foot into what the universe is, and it takes a part of itself and gives it to kind of like a sprinkling on the ground of where it will spread itself across the land. Kind of where you have the lands between in Elden Ring, right? Where you're not exactly a full human. You're tarnished. You're someone who is a piece of what the original is. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my theories. Those are, what I think of the Fruit of Pygmy. I honestly, truly believe that it is the original human being, and the hollow tarnished, chosen little one, whatever you want to call it. It is a part of what the furtive pygmy is. Even in Demon Souls, it is so interesting that in Demon Souls, you have the same concept. You are looking to go from basically a shell of existence to a human being, to a full creature, to what your potential is. I feel like it's so fascinating to deep dive more into. I can go more into this topic if you guys want me to. If you guys want to know more of the psychology of humanity, I feel like I've gone over that, but I can go over more of it through Dark Souls 3 because they really have more of a concrete idea through embers of lighting that flame, of like kind of lighting the soul. I feel like that's why they call it an ember. Is because you're lighting your soul. You're lighting what it means to be a human, to have full awareness of oneself, to be fully conscious and aware of your humanity. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every weekday here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.